Hey, Giants fans, welcome back to Giants Latest. They are headed out to Detroit to take on the Lions on Sunday. So today we're going to go through some injury updates because believe it or not, there's a little bit of good news there. We're going to talk about Jackson Dart and then, of course, the players to watch. So starting with the injuries, let's go through the list from yesterday. We will not have the final injury designations until this afternoon, but I do think that we're going to be missing Paulson Adebo, Kayvon, and Thomas Fidone. All of them did not practice on Thursday. So I think it's most likely that those guys are ruled out. Obviously, Adebo not playing is not great for the corners, and same thing with Kayvon, but I'm excited to see more Abdul Carter. Cordell Flott also did not practice on Thursday, but his partner had a baby. So that's why he should be good to go. No issues on Sunday. Next up for the guys who were limited, Deonte Banks with a hip, Jackson Dart, Demetrius Flanagan-Foles, Chauncey Golston, Nick Jones, Tyler Nubin, Nacho, Rico Payton, and Darius Slayton. So all good news from this group. Chauncey Golston being limited is a big deal because he's basically has not practiced and not played for weeks. So he's finally headed in the right direction. Tyler Nubin, who did not play last week and is dealing with a neck injury, being limited, it is also a good sign. Same thing with Nacho. Nacho is good against the run. We need him back to go against Montgomery and Gibbs because I think this is going to be a little ugly from the run defense. So him being back will be important. And Darius Slayton, of course. Say what you want about Darius Slayton, but in the last game before he got injured against the Bears, he went 4 for 4 for, I think, 80 yards. So he was having a great game before he got injured. And if Jackson Dart is back, that I think is good news for both of them, him and Slayton. And the last one I want to call out is Rico Payton, who is dealing with an illness, because I think that between him and Corey Black, we're going to see them both a lot more than Deonte Banks. Hopefully, if we're lucky, we don't see any Deonte Banks because I'm done with that experiment. Moving along to Jackson Dart. So he was at non-contact practice again, but he did more on Thursday than he did on Wednesday. So he is trending in the right direction. Assuming he doesn't have a setback, he should be cleared for concussion protocol. That's what it's looking like right now. All signs point to him trending in the right direction. He's getting through all of the different processes and steps that he needs to do in the protocol. So I think that we're going to see him on Sunday. In my opinion, I want to see him play the rest of the season, but just not this Sunday. Like, I don't think that, I know if there's any uncertainty, they're not going to play him, which I think is the right move. Like, a concussion is serious. It sounds like his was pretty bad. So I think having the extra couple days would be great for him. But if he clears the protocol, he's going to play. And that's where it's headed right now. So I think it's safe to say we are going to see Jackson Dart on Sunday. So with that being said, let's talk about some of the offensive players to watch. Number one is obviously Isaiah Hodgins, because he was the Giants' leading wide receiver last week. So I expect him to be very heavily involved this week, whether it's Jameis Winston or Jackson Dart. He's getting a lot of targets. So I expect him to be a big playmaker for this offense and be involved early and often. So I think we're definitely going to see a lot of Hodgins. So I'm looking forward to that. Next up is going to be Theo Johnson. He has been heavily involved in this offense. He's been a great target for Jackson Dart. He is another one who, like Darius Slayton, was a little more consistent in the last couple games, making some great catches. He also has quite a few touchdowns. So I expect Theo Johnson to be also a big target and used quite a bit in this offense. The last one is Wan'Dale Robinson, because he is also a key piece to this offense. He helps move the ball down the field. So I expect him to be used a lot. He is the number one slot guy. He's probably the only wide receiver on this team who gets 99 to 100% of the snaps in that spot out of the rest of the wide receivers, because obviously there's been such a big rotation there with all of the different injuries. So I think Wan'Dale hopefully we'll have a good game. The reality is this Lions team is very good, and I don't think we're going to win. But I do think that our offense is going to be able to put up points. So with that being said, let's switch gears to the defense, because the defense are going to have their work cut out for them this week. No Paulson Adebo to try and cover Sam Laporta, Jamison Williams, and you guys, and Amon-Ra. We are going to have Drew Phillips in the slot, either Corey Black or Rico Payton, and who else is going to be on the outside? Cordell Flott. So I'm a little concerned. And then the run game, like Gibbs and Montgomery, I mean, for a player to watch this week, I think Dexter Lawrence is a good one because it finally feels like he's starting to get back to the Dexter Lawrence that we all know and loved last year. He should have had a sack. It was negated by a penalty. He got quarterback hits last week. He's starting to kind of push through those double teams and get some pressure like he was not getting early on in the year. He also is good against the run. So this is going to be a really big opportunity and honestly a necessity for him to have a good game so the game doesn't get out of hand, because I'm a little worried that that could happen and it could happen early. So we really need a big game out of Dexter this week. And the same goes for Bobby Okereke. He is one of our more reliable linebackers. He is top 10 in the NFL in tackles. And he's, overall, I would say he's done a nice job. He has not been the Bobby O of 2023, where when he came in, he was pretty much unbelievable off the bat. So I'm really, was it 2022 now? Either way, his first year with the Giants was fantastic, and it has not been the same since. So he's been good, but not great, and we need him to be very good this week again for things to not get out of hand. So really hoping that we have a big game out of Bobby O. And then the corners, look, I'd really like to see a big game out of Drew Phillips. He got benched last week for Nick Jones because he was not doing well in coverage. So, I know this stuff doesn't change overnight with these guys, but I talk about this with Jackson Dart and I say it with everyone else. Like, I just need you to get a little bit better every single week. And that's really what I need from someone like Drew Phillips. Like, just get a little bit better this week. Be better in coverage. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to get interceptions, though that would be amazing. But you just have to be able to not give up massive plays. And look, that goes for the whole defense, because we know they've been really good at that this year. They've been really consistent at that. They just need to be consistently a little bit better. So that's what I want to see from the defense this week. But like I said, this is not going to be an easy game for them. Dan Campbell is a great coach. I know that their defense is struggling a little bit compared to what it's been, but Aiden Hutchinson is still a monster. Our offensive line is ranked number 11 by PFF. They are doing a damn good job this year. Andrew Thomas is, I think, going to be able to handle Aiden Hutchinson, because we know Andrew Thomas is also a beast. But I just really want them to try and not let it get out of hand. That's my biggest concern. When we did Giants Collective this week, I mean, we were talking about our predictions, and every single one of us said that we think that the Lions are going to break 40. And I hope that we're all wrong, but it's hard to really look at this defense and feel confident that against this run game and the wide receivers, and I think Laporta should be back, like the tight end. It's just, I'm worried about it. So, let's hope that they can at least keep it close. They have done a nice job of that, I will say, over the last few weeks. They have at least not got blown out, right? Like, the games have been competitive. So a step up from last year, baby steps with this team. But I'll take it. I hope it's a competitive game. I hope the Lions don't put up 40. I do think the Giants are going to move the ball on offense. I think that we could be looking at around a 20 to 24 point game this week. So I definitely think that that is going to be great from the offensive standpoint. I'm really worried about the defense. And like I said, if they can keep it close, if they can keep the Lions to under 27 points, then they have a shot at winning. But, time will tell. So everyone enjoy the weekend, enjoy the game, go Giants. I hope our recap is talking about a win, but I will not hold my breath. So stay tuned for more.